Morning. I cannot believe it is that time again. February is over and it is March already, and we are doing a February in review. That is insane to me. Just made that cup of coffee. Sometimes coffee is just like the best thing. Also post gym Lauren, so lots of water too. All the bevs this morning. Okay, so like I said, it's the 1st of March, recording this day of, not predated, because I knew I wanted to get my February review out there. I've got a couple more videos planned coming up. Some of them about some of the books I read in February, so stay tuned for that. But let me go ahead and drop all the books that I read in February right here so you can follow along. Okay, so we read 10 books in February, which is pretty good considering one of those books was The Way of Kings, which is something like 1,300 pages, at least the copy that I had. The paperback copy was like 12 to 1,300 pages. Currently, if you're wondering what my first read of March is going to be, I'm reading, can I grab it without grabbing what's underneath it? Reading Warbreaker. So I am currently not even probably a third of the way through it, but pushing my way through it, as well as Words of Radiance, because Words of Radiance is due back at the library, and we're going to get it read before it's due back at the library. Yes, we are. So those are going to be my first 2 reads of March. Oathbreaker maybe quickly following, because that just dropped from the library, but I have 21 days on Oathbreaker. But anywho, what did we read for February? So I did a whole video on the first 2 books that I read in February, which was It Ends With Us and It Starts With Us. I really enjoyed those for what they were. Like, I had heard so much bad stuff about Colleen Hoover, so much bad stuff about Colleen Hoover's writing. I had read Verity and loved Verity, but everybody was like, oh, that was the only good book that she had. The rest of them were super predictable and whatever. And while yes, it wasn't like the best work of fiction I've ever read, they were enjoyable, and I did read each one in a day. I just really got connected to the characters, and I think that's the whole point of those books. So, did thoroughly enjoy It Ends With Us and It Starts With Us. I have my cheat sheet today, so I know what I read and in what order. I'm still doing it. It is like halfway down the second row. I'm impressed because I did not think I was going to keep up with this when I started it this year. So after that, I read The Inheritance Games. The Inheritance Games was good, but I feel like it was a little overhyped. It took like all of the best parts from Hunger Games, from Ready Player One, and books like those, and just kind of mushed it together into teenagers. And it was just okay. I didn't feel a great, huge attachment to the characters. And I think that's where the problem started. Because I need to be attached to these characters in order to, like, binge read it, right? Like, in order to really thoroughly be enjoying it, I need to care what is happening to these characters. And I didn't get that feeling with that book. Keep messing with my hair because I feel like it doesn't look good. Because I just got, like I said, literally back from the gym like 15 minutes ago. So, The Sundown Motel. That was a Simone St. James. Yes, is it Simone St. James or Simone St. Clair? I think it's Simone St. James book. So last month in January, we read her book. Which one? Oh yeah, the Book of Cold Cases. Really love that one. Really loved the Sundown Motel as well. If you were looking for a spooky book, ghosts, but not like horror, not going too far, just a good spooky thriller book, I highly recommend those two books by Simone St. James, which is The Book of Cold Cases and Sundown Motel. I keep questioning myself if it's St. Clair or St. James. I read somebody's book that was a St. Clair this month or something. Yeah, yep. I think I'm mixing up my authors. Because I also read A Touch of Darkness. I'll be right back. I want to make sure I have my authors right. I was right. I was right. I hate that I questioned myself. But the Sundown Motel is by Simone St. James, who also wrote the Book of Cold Cases. And then we read A Touch of Darkness by Scarlett St. Clair. A Touch of Darkness is a Hades and Persephone book, and I really enjoyed that. I like a good Hades and Persephone story. I wouldn't say that I loved it more than Neon Gods, which is also a Hades and Persephone story that I read last year. But I liked it a lot. I mean, it was good. There was really only one book that I did not like this month, and it just wasn't for me, and we're going to talk about that more in depth, the problems that I had with it. But that would be the final girl support group by, I think his name is Grady Hendrix. Yeah, that one wasn't for me. I did not DNF it. I thought after about 3 or 4 chapters I was going to DNF it. I did not DNF it. I'm proud of myself. I think we're going to have a whole video on the problems I had with that book, though. I think we are. It's been a while since I did a problematic book review. I know I did something since my Dark Vanessa. Oh, I wasn't crazy about those ARC books. Remember the French ones? And so I didn't shit on them. But I was like, I'm not finishing this series. I don't like these characters. So there you go. But it's been a while since I really covered a problematic book. So we're going to talk in a video about the final girl support group. Yes, we are. What else? Oh, you're going to get a video on this whole series. I think I'm going to just do the whole series in one video. I read Well Met and Well Played this month. Really, really liked them. Loved them, in fact. They are Renaissance Fair based romances, basically. All these characters who do this Renaissance Fair, they kind of, each book takes on a character's life story. And I think they're extremely, extremely well done, and I absolutely cannot stop reading them, especially because spring is coming, and spring is Renaissance Fair time down here in the South because it gets too hot in the summer. So, yeah, definitely got me pumped for all the Renaissance fairs coming up. I know we're going to the one in April here in Georgia, our favorite, the Georgia Run Fair. I would love to be able to go to the Gulf Coast Renaissance Fair. It is in March, but I believe the dates are a little bit too early for me. They are like this coming weekend, and I'm not going to Florida until the end of March. So I think I'm going to miss that one. I would love, 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 love to be able to go to it, but timing and a bunch of other stuff, just it's not working out. But one year I'm going to make it to the Gulf Coast Run Fair too. What else did we read? Way of Kings. It's got its own video. Like, we loved The Way of Kings. Amazing. Warbreaker has been great so far. It takes place on a different planet, from what I understand, but like top tier character development already. Love, love, love Ciri. That's like my favorite character in Warbreaker so far. But we're gonna do a whole video on Warbreaker. We're not like getting into Warbreaker right now. What else do we have here? Oh, Secretly Yours. It was the newest Tessa Bailey book. I bought it the day that it came out from Target. I got the Target exclusive because you guys know I loved Once Upon a Summer and Hook, Line, and Sinker. And the Target exclusive had a Once Upon a Summer bonus scene. So, yeah, we read that and I really, really enjoyed it. I think that's all 10 books we read. It Ends With Us, It Starts With Us, Inheritance Games, The Sundown Motel, Secretly Yours, A Touch of Darkness, The Way of Kings, Well Met, Well Played, in the Final Girl Support Group. 10 books. Cheers, because Way of Kings was a big one. I'm reading some hefty boys in March, so I doubt I'm hoping to get 10 books for March, but if I don't, I will not be surprised. Because, like I said, we're reading Warbreaker and Words of Radiance and possibly even Oathbreaker or Oathbringer. So, yeah. We're going to have some beefy boys in March, so if I don't get 10 books in March, I'm not going to be too hard on myself. I'm still ahead of my goal for 100 books for the year. I think I'm at 25 books, and it's only been 2 months. So I've got myself a 5-book leeway so far. I'm going to try to keep building to that leeway so that when I do have months like July where we're supposed to be taking our big European trip, and if I don't get a whole lot read that time period, I'll have a buffer from previous months and still be able to hit my 100 book goal. So that's good. I love you guys. I hope you're having an amazing, amazing week. Happy Wednesday, by the way. I will see you guys again on Monday for what's most likely going to be a Sanderson review, either Warbreaker or something like that. And then I do want to get that Final Girl Support Group video in there on all the problems that I had with it. So that's probably what you're going to have to look forward to next week. I love you guys so much, and we'll see you on Monday. Bye now.